All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever, there's a delay, the first ever Best Ball Live. We appreciate you guys joining us. This is awesome. Jonathan, what do you think of Best Ball Live so far?
Listen, you come out to TopGolf during the week of the Masters. Everybody here is having a good time. We've got some great folks, and we've got our great host, Joel, from Atomic Golf.
Yep. Thank you guys for having me on the live. Is it the first one you said?
First
right.
live show.
I love it, man.
So Joel,
Yeah.
what are we doing here? How did you bring all these people together? I mean, you can't see behind us. We got to
Right.
We're kind of blocking them, but
They're
good group
they're-
here.
They are all back there. We got a group of just people from my Instagram, from you guys' Instagram or community. We're just hanging out. Like that's a lot of what Masters Week is for us locals, is getting to hang out together, enjoy the feel of everything that is the Masters.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. We're just hanging out, man, enjoying it, getting ready for first round, which
They're going to delay. I saw they're going to delay letting spectators in, the patrons in tomorrow.
Canoes and oars tomorrow.
But hey, if it's going to have bad weather, go ahead and
let's
get it done
over with,
early
because
Thursday.
the weekend looks beautiful. Right?
Weekend's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Atomic Golf, you make custom stuff, right? Custom ball markers.
Yep.
Tell us about the one you did special for this week.
Right. So this year's Masters release is a Georgia peach ice cream sandwich ball marker. Say that 5 times fast.
That's right.
But it's basically the ice cream sandwich. And if you can go to my Instagram or go to atomicgolf.club, you can check it out there. It's solid brass cookies on both sides, resin cast ice cream sandwich.
Nice.
All hand put together.
Yeah,
Made.
and don't be tempted to take a bite because you'll chip some
Do
teeth.
not take a bite. It is not for human consumption.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Throw that bad boy down on the green and you'll turn some heads.
Your playing partners will definitely have to ask you to move it because
No,
that will interfere with.
That is the number one goal. That is the number one goal, is that somebody has to ask you to move your ball marker.
What would you do if you turn on the Masters on Sunday and the leader puts down the peach ice cream sandwich ball marker?
Oh,
First off, that would be so ridiculous and so amazing. I literally wouldn't know what to do. I mean, like, most of these guys like want quarters and stuff, or something as thin. The few times, like I've done a couple for like kids and brownie and stuff. But how cool would that be?
That'd be awesome.
I mean, so if anybody gets a hold of this and there's a player that for some reason wants this chunky, thick peach ice cream ball marker, I got you. Just holla.
Awesome.
yeah, and if you haven't tried the peach ice cream yet, you should. And also, Lifesavers in town. So if you're local, Lifesavers on Fierce Fair, you can go buy some actual peach sandwiches.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've sold out yet, but we bought a lot in our house, and they've been
So
eating.
good. I mean, that's one of the reasons I did it, was because it was one of my favorite things when they first came out with it a while back. It's like, because it hasn't always been there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? I think it's pretty,
last 15 years maybe.
yeah, something like that. And when I went, I had my first one at the Masters version at the Anwa, the inaugural Anwa. And I was like, dude, this is so good. And it was like immediately like in my brain.
Yep.
You know, so.
It's a good thing. Well, man, thank you for doing this. This is awesome. You've gathered a great group of people.
Yeah,
we're
we got
going to
about a dozen
We're going to
folks.
interview some. Yeah,
Please.
it's great. So we got to ask before we let you go. Are you going this year? Have you got any tickets?
I don't have any tickets.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to give me some tickets for
Yeah.
the weekend, just holla.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I've been quite a few times and been so blessed to go. But honestly, I love the couch.
Yeah.
It's the best way. I mean, you got to experience the Masters. You got to go. You got to do it if you have the opportunity. But I always look forward to just getting comfy on the couch and watching it.
All right. Oh, the last question. Who's going to win?
Oh my gosh, dude! I seriously, like, I really like Wyndham Clark.
Okay.
I think he has got like the mindset right now in golf that, you know, I think his mind could help him get there.
Yeah. Working with the mental coach.
The mental coach, man. I
Man,
think
having the U.S. Open and a green jacket.
that would be
That's a
baller.
good calendar year, a good whatever.
It's a good career.
My secondary pick is Phil Mickelson, because have you seen the odds? He's like plus 27,000. So just put $100 on Phil. If somehow he pulls it off, you're gonna.
That's Jonathan's
He
pick
was
every year.
second
It's a lefty.
No, I went with a different lefty this year.
Akshay? No. Who you got?
Who did I pick? Oh, no, I picked Tommy Fleetwood this year because he's my spirit animal.
Oh, well, yeah.
There you go.
Fairway Jesus.
That's right.
There you go. Well, Joel,
All
thanks,
right.
man. This is
Dude,
awesome. Thanks for having us. Thanks
so
for
I just
setting everything
step
up,
out,
dude.
right?
This is a lot of fun.
This is amazing. All right. Appreciate you guys.
Cool.
Thank you guys. All right. I'm going to step out.
All right.
All right.
Jonathan.
Yep.
All right. So weather is going to be a little rough. So we talked about that. How does that affect, you think, the guys that have the early tee times tomorrow? Obviously, if you have the later day, it's nice. I heard somebody say you're not going to have to wake up as early. You can, your round might not be interrupted.
I think it's a benefit that they've already decided that they're going to push some of it back. You know, I was thinking about this the other day. I was talking to my kids about who goes out and what time they go out. And I kind of wonder, like Tiger, I think, was supposed to start at 2 o'clock. So I wonder if, like, the elder statesmen get an opportunity. Obviously, they want them close to TV time as well. But the reality is, you don't know. You could go out in the morning and it not have any wind. You could have soft greens from rain from the night before. And suddenly, you're at 1 o'clock. It's hardening up. And by the time you get to the end of your round, you can't keep a ball on the green. So, the weather does play a factor. Usually it's wind. I would prefer maybe if the rain would be a little bit later. That way I could maybe get tickets on Monday whenever they got to finish the round. That's always my hope since I moved to Augusta. I don't think it's happened yet where they could finish on Monday. That way I'd have a chance to go play.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Come on around. Yeah, come around this side.
All right, we got another guest.
We got another guest coming in here. All right, grab your headset. There you go. Grab your mic. Just hold that thing there. How's it going? Here, slide in here a little bit.
Good, man. Good.
Not quite an Okie from Muskogee,
Not quite.
but I'm sure he sings Oklahoma proud from OKC. Tell us about yourself. We have literally a guy that's changing the golf world right now. If you're going to pay attention this week, look at some golf bags. Tell them what they should be looking for.
Well, we got a couple of kinds of golf club cleaner brushes. One is called a Groove It, and the other is a smaller version of that, which is called the Mini G.
Yep.
The Groove It has water through a pump through the head, but the Mini G is just a dry brush.
Yeah, we were talking before we set all this stuff up, and we met. Like, you took a picture, or I guess Nick took a picture of Jonathan standing there, and it's like, all right, they're the guys. So, but you were saying, like, how cool it's been to look out at the Masters and see, hey, there's my brush on a pro's
It's right
bag.
there, and we've seen it on television when I'm sitting at my house. It was at the TPC a month ago at Sawgrass, and now today it's just a thrill. It brings a hair on my arm up whenever I see one of these, one of my brushes, our brushes, on a pro's bag. It's a big deal to us.
So tell
really
us
flattering.
You told us earlier. Tell us the Charlie story.
The Charlie story.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Nick gives me a call one day. Of course, Nick is like the natural-born connector of the dots, right? So he's talking to Mike Thomas. We're trying to get to Justin. Justin is playing with Tiger, who's playing with Mike Thomas, and then Charlie. So he asked me, he said, "Hey, can you get some brushes in the mail tomorrow to Mike Thomas?" I said, "Yeah, what's going on?" He goes, "Yeah." So he explained the deal to me, the PNC, and so I got them in the mail. And Mike Thomas told Nick, he goes, "There's going to be endorsement interference with Justin and with Tiger, but I'll put one on my bag, and I'll hand one to Charlie."
Yeah.
And no promises. Well, it happened. And it started the big wheel turning for us, because we got an offer from Dick's Sporting Goods shortly thereafter.
That's fantastic. You said he's like spraying
Yeah,
everybody
it's like
with the
shooting
ball.
his dad with it, He
Yeah.
really was, yeah.
So if you're on a course and you like messing with your guys in their backswing, it's the perfect tool to have on your
Exactly.
back,
I mean,
right?
it's multi-purpose.
That's
There's
right.
no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it.
But it really is, like you talked earlier, you're like, what's out there that needs improving? And everybody has the club brushes that
Yep.
stick to your towel,
Yep.
or just poke you when you reach for it or whatever. And like,
Exactly.
You've
Well,
come up with something that,
Well, yeah, I grew up with, I'm an old guy, but I grew up with a brush that looks like a toothbrush. It's brass.
Yep.
And I was in 2003, I was at the Masters. I got a really expensive Masters golf towel, and I ruined it right away because the brass bristles made a big spot, because it was snagging the nap, So, long story short, I just, I was getting my knees operated on, getting my knees replaced, and a buddy of mine asked me, he goes, what are you going to do for this year off? And I said, I don't know, I really haven't thought about it. He goes, you got to think about it. You don't want to look back after a year and not have anything to show for it. So that was kind of the genesis of how this all happened. I was watching golf on a Sunday afternoon with a legal pad and a pen, and I started sketching out the very first groove. I went to a guy in Tulsa. I'm from Oklahoma City. Went to a guy in Tulsa that's a 3D engineer modeler, and we went through back and forth 5 generations of, and then we got it done.
That's right.
Got it to a spot,
Got it done. All right. So where can people find it?
Well, we're really fortunate. You can find it on our site, which is grooveitbrush.com. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it in most Walmarts. You can find it at Dick's Sporting Goods, Golf Galaxy, PGA Tour Superstores.
Wow.
Academy Sports. The list just goes on, man. It just looks really flattering.
How
It really
cool
is
is that?
for us.
Listen, it's the American dream, right?
It happened. Yeah,
And
it happened.
You think about that. 7 years ago, you never would have thought you'd be here at the Masters.
Never in a million years would I
that's
thought
right.
I'd be
So-
standing right here, right now.
Yeah.
I think I would tell anyone, if you're out there and you're starting something and you're thinking, I mean, BestBall, we're a year into this. We've already gone places we never thought we would have
Yep.
gone. in a
We're
year.
doing a live show
a
right
live
now.
show.
Yeah.
You're in the Masters at
Cool is that?
TopGolf.
I mean, how cool is that?
Right?
Yeah.
So Just think. If you're out there, you find a problem, you put your mind to it, you work at it, you find good partnerships, right?
Yep.
You mentioned Nick.
Yep. Yeah,
So-
Nick is he's a firefighter in Oshawa, Canada, and he got a hold of me early on after Christmas in I think 2019, and he said, "You don't have any social media influence," and I said, "Yeah, I know. I'm an old guy," and he goes, "Well, I can change that."
Yeah.
And he literally has. He's introduced it. We got a couple of patents on the brush, but he has introduced it to the world.
That's fantastic.
He has, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It
Well,
is awesome.
we appreciate the Cliff Notes version. We do want to have you back on for a regular
Perfect, man.
episode
Yeah, how
of the
about
Whole
me
Story
and Nick
podcast.
at the same time? That'd be cool. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, man, guys.
Glad
thanks
you
for
stuck
having me
around.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. All right.
Sweet. All right, Jonathan. Let's find our next guest.
Our next victim.
Yep. Yeah, man. Absolutely. A lot of fun.
Appreciate it. Hey, Jeff.
Yeah. We'll keep talking. Yeah.
You want to jump on?
All right. Jeff and Indy. Indy, you ready? Come
All
on.
right, come
Here.
on up, dude. So we don't have necessarily our young.
Hold this.
Oh, that might be the youngest guest we've had
Here,
on.
you want to go around and stand on this thing? I'll hold this. Yeah. There you go. There you go. You put these on. All right, we got a special guest in the house. We got some first-hand experience of the Masters right now.
Indy's making his international debut.
All right. You guys in there?
All right, so if it's your first time coming to the Masters, if you've never been, the one thing you always want to know, what was it like? So from maybe one of the youngest people that got to go today, Indy, you got to go to the Masters today. Tell us what it was like, dude.
I mean, it was fun because you get in the golf course, the line, you get to be about 10 feet away from all the players, and because when you get to be really close to them, you kind of get to experience a lot more than just being like 30 feet away and behind the rope.
What'd you do all day today? What'd you carry around?
Like a giant camera.
And what'd you do with the camera?
Take pictures.
Of who?
Golfers.
Like Tiger?
Tiger, Jordan Spieth, Scotty Scheffler,
Rory?
Rory McIlroy, and I saw Phil
Everybody.
Nicholson. And I saw Phil Nicholson.
Well, if you didn't know, Jeff's going to write off the whole trip because that's a work trip since you've got your first employees. So this is Jeff Marsh, Indy's dad. He's a professional golf photographer, just a really cool guy. And so tell us about this. You said this is your first Masters experience too, right?
Yeah, first.
And you got to go. Your dad wasn't here, or he's not here at TopGolf, but he was able to go. So tell us what that's like. First Masters experience. Your dad, your son.
I mean, I haven't figured out words yet. It's been a long time coming. I've been in the industry for a long time, and I'm thankful that it's played out the way that it has.
Yeah.
It just, it was such a special day. we had so much fun. Seeing him run around with a camera and all the player guards and marshals letting him come inside the ropes when the pro photographers don't even go inside the ropes,
That's
letting him take photos. And I mean, we looked at some of the photos he took, and I mean, it's just it's a day that we'll never ever forget.
Right.
And for it to be, it's my stepdad, his grandpa, and so three generations to wander around all of our first time. Yeah, it's hard to beat.
Yeah, well, I mean, we always talk about it. Who you're at the golf course with is a whole lot more important than the actual golf.
Yeah.
And so a trip like that, I just can't imagine. I remember the first time going with my son. We didn't get inside the ropes with cameras, but it's not a bad day at all. So
And he got to play Old Barnwell yesterday.
you did get to play
You
Old
did.
Barnwell. Hey, and that's actually, Indy,
Yeah.
I heard you had some pretty good shots out of the bunker at Old Barnwell. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, 2 feet away from the exact wall, and the wall was like 10 feet.
Yeah.
First try.
First try.
First try.
You were scared too. I don't know,
Yeah.
Dad. That's a huge wall. I don't know if I can do it. And I said, hey, might as well try.
And then first try.
And I said, I've seen a lot of grown men cry coming out of that bunker, but you, no fear. Popped it right on the green.
About, I mean, what would you say, 7, 8 feet?
Yeah. Yep.
Did you drain the putt? Did you go up and down for par?
Might have made bogey, but doesn't matter.
I think it was like 3 different putts.
2 putts.
Nice.
2 putts.
Oh, listen, I've played Old Barnwell, and most of the time it's 4 or 5 putts. So if you can get 2 putts in Old Barnwell, that's a good day.
Pretty amazing.
All right, so we're going to ask your professional opinion now. Who do you got for the win? Who's winning the Masters this year?
I want Scotty to win again,
Okay.
or Rory.
Or Rory? Listen, Rory would be a cool one. He hasn't quite picked it up yet, but maybe he will this year. Rory, if you're listening right now, Indy's in your corner. If you win, you got to ask him to come back. He's got some great photos of you from the practice round, too.
He does. Yep. And Indy made the Masters Instagram feed today, rocking a camera.
It's the famous.
Under the rope.
Pretty incredible. Yeah.
So who do you got?
I mean, so 2 years ago we had a baby on Masters Saturday, and that was the year it was either Cameron Smith or Scotty going into Sunday. And my wife, we had the
Scotty.
first name picked out, but my wife said whoever wins, that'll be the middle name. So it was either going to be Scotty.
Then we were all just chanting at the very last hole, Scotty, Scotty.
So it was either going to be Scotty or Cameron, and I said, well, what about Scotty Cameron? And she said, no, okay, let's not take it too far. So we ended up, it's Wilder Scotty, his middle name. So we'll always root for him. And when I caddied for a little while, I caddied with Ted Scott, so it's kind of, there's a lot of name meaning there. So we'll always root for Scotty, but would love to see Roars make some noise.
And Wilder's birthday was like, what?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Turned 2 yesterday, so we celebrated for him.
Nice. Well, hey, listen, if you haven't already listened, go back, season 2, Jeff Marsh. Great stories about photos, great stories. Take a second, talk about restoration ministry.
Man, a lot of people here I know obviously through golf, but through an organization that we started that's it's a faith-based organization that just tries to bring purpose and meaning to all the time that we're on golf course. Rather than just going out shooting our best score and telling everybody about it who doesn't actually care about what we shot, having some meaningful conversations, relationships that go beyond the game of golf, and making us better men, which in turn makes us better fathers and stronger families. And so there's a couple guys here that I only know because of Restoration Club, and so it's been a cool journey and just getting started. So been a lot of fun.
So I'll talk in here. I know you do. Everybody needs to check out your every course in 4K or whatever course in 4K. I feel like you're missing one. Augusta National 4K would be pretty sweet.
If you could put in a word, the media credential has avoided me for a long time.
Indy might be doing it though.
Indy's
So
the one
yeah.
that's got to get the
He's
word
getting
out.
invited back next year, so
Yeah.
maybe if I can be his. I was his assistant today, so I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to fly over here, but we got just did another local course. Well, I guess 3 local courses fly over recently, so that's been a lot of fun. A lot of miles on the drone, but yeah, maybe Augusta will be next.
Yeah. Well, I hope so.
Me too.
All right. And he wants to get back to the golf.
That's right. And he needs to keep
Yeah,
doing
he's
his golf.
frothing for some TopGolf Angry Birds.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
been crushing us on Angry Birds all day long.
Cool.
So good.
And Jeff, thank y'all.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank you,
Thanks
guys.
for joining us, man.
You're the best.
Good playing. Now go tear it up out there. That's awesome. That is cool. Very nice. Let me turn this mic back down. Man, it is all about your who you're playing with, right? And
100%.
you know, and who you get to go to the Masters with. So we got another guest slot in here, but brings his dad and son.
That's right.
For the first Masters experience. And now we've got someone coming in here that
It's like a
that is-
regular on the show.
he is a regular.
Yeah.
I don't know how I keep doing this.
You're very popular, and I keep telling people this is my our correspondent for all things Masters and Augusta National, Donald Taylor. Welcome
Thank you.
to the Best Ball Live.
This is awesome.
Yeah,
this is
hold
a
that
lot of
mic up a
fun.
little bit there.
All right, sorry.
There
This is
you
a
go.
lot of fun.
This is a lot of fun.
We did have to teach him how to hit Angry Birds because he was pulling out his driver and ripping it right past it instead of just little chip shots.
I
But-
completely whiffed twice in
Yes.
a row. It was great.
Yeah, really good golfers don't get it that you can hit it in the front little pin to get a lot of points.
100%. Knock it down first try.
And now I know.
It was an exploding
Thank
bird.
you for helping
It's not
me.
that hard. Yeah.
Appreciate that.
All right, Donald. So you were out there yesterday
Yes.
at the course. Tell us about the course. You told me it's in like incredible condition.
It is. It is. It's firm and fast. I know they're expecting rain. They even like said something about they're gonna push back the time that patrons and everybody can get into the course tomorrow. But even though they take on rain, hopefully it won't be a massive downpour. They have that sub-air system that they can turn on, suck the course dry, and I mean it'll be running firm and fast again probably by Friday for sure.
Yeah, so talk to the folks that, I don't know, if you're watching this, you probably already know, maybe you don't. Talk to us about that air system, because I know whenever I first moved to Augusta, people told me about it. I thought they were just completely making it up, but it's a real thing.
Until you like walk over one of the vents and
That's
all of a
right.
sudden like you feel the air coming up out of
Yeah,
it.
you have your own Marilyn Monroe experience.
Exactly. But it's just a system that they've got put in to where they've got some things underneath the greens that can help the moisture. They can kind of control it. It's pretty amazing the technology that's in there. We're not privy to everything, but you know we hear the stories and rumors.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you can hear the hum, and people who go tomorrow will be able to hear that humming noise as they walk by some of the drains and stuff. So you'll be able to hear the water being pushed out.
You'll just hear birds chirping and the Hallelujah chorus in the background. It'll be-
That's also there.
yes. Yep.
How much do they play with that? Because I've heard they can control firmness even if it's not too wet, but then they can also control the temperature if it's too hot to make sure the greens and everything stay under control.
According to rumors,
Okay.
they have cooling system as well
Yeah.
underneath every green, which is just incredible beyond belief. But they're really good at being able to control the speeds of them, and they do that through that moisture control. But the course is looking incredible. I know a few weeks ago the azaleas were popping a little bit better than they are right now, so they're not getting the full effect of everything, but it's still beautiful and hard to beat.
They might tear all those out and put brand new ones that look really, really good by tomorrow.
Yeah.
That is true.
Shout out to my wife, Keisha. Thanks for watching right now. But she's also disappointed because we had a whole line of azaleas in our yard. And yes, last week they were incredible colors. I'm colorblind, and I can still see what they look like. So they've kind of died down a little bit. But the Masters will always make it a top-notch experience. So, like, you've always been following along, seeing practice rounds, things like that. Who do you think, like, well, let's ask this question. Realistically, do you think Tiger has a chance to come close?
I think if Tiger were able to take a cart, he would be in the top 5.
Yeah.
I don't know how his body's going to hold up. I'm hoping that he's able to walk the golf course and it be okay. I think is he a later tee time supposed to be
It's like
tomorrow?
a 2 o'clock tee time. I think,
Okay,
for
so
us.
he'll be pushed back even further,
Yeah.
which is probably beneficial for him. Hopefully the course will be drier
Yep.
and there won't be any slipping or any kind of thing like that for him. But yeah, I think he can absolutely win this golf tournament. And if he believes it, then I'm sure that the rest of the field knows that.
Well, if you listen to his press conference, they were asking him that, how do you think you'll do? And he's like, I think I can win. More or less, right? He believes in himself, which he's Tiger Woods, so why not?
Yeah, why wouldn't you believe in it? And he's got the game obviously for this golf course. It suits his eye really well. Obviously knows the greens really well. So I know it feels like he's definitely going to make the cut, and I think he would own the record if he makes the cut this year. I know I think he tied it last year. So it'd be pretty impressive for that streak to continue.
So from a patron perspective, somebody that's listening right now and maybe is going out Thursday or Friday, what should they do? If it's their first time, where should they go? Obviously everybody here is Amen Corner, but where are the places on the course they absolutely need to check out?
Early in the morning, if the line to the shop is not all the way out past the driving range, I would say go and try and get your shopping done ahead of time, because they have a check stand and you can put your stuff in there for the day and you don't have to worry about running around with it all day. The other option would be wait till the very, very end of the day and then go into the shop, because there's not as many people in there, but there may not be as much merch left over either. So there's the catch-22 there. But I would say pick one of your early groups and just follow them around the golf course, because not a lot of people go up and see, number 2 tee, which is a new tee this year. They pushed it back, and go over. Walking these hills is crazy. So I've been told that from the top of number 1 green all the way down to number 12 Rays Creek is the same elevation change as Niagara Falls. So it's pretty crazy how hilly this place is, and I think Tiger even mentioned it. It's on the side of a hill, so it's pretty cool. But you won't believe the elevation change. That's something that's amazing there. But I would say follow a group, keep going, and see as many holes as you can. Because I think a first timer needs to go and see and explore as much of the golf course as possible. But if you want to camp out, if you don't want to move, if you want the players to come to you, behind number 2 green is great. Behind number 7 green is great. If you want to catch a lot of the early action, back 9 Amen Corner is obviously amazing. But 15 and 16 are a lot of fun. Especially if you're going on a Sunday afternoon. It seems like number 16, 15, and 16 are extremely pivotal holes in who determines the winner of the tournament.
I heard driving in, I heard on the local radio or something, they interviewed David Faraday, and they asked, did you ever wish you could have been like the guy walking on the course in the ropes following? He said, no, I did. I was in 15 Tower for 17, 20 years, something like that. And he's like, I feel like that was the best seat in the house. Probably because what you're saying. Sees 15, he could turn around and see 16. He can look out and see him in corner. Great spot.
It is an amazing spot, especially where he was. He could see the guys hitting down to the green just perfectly. But yeah, those are always 2 very pivotal holes. And if I was watching yesterday and seeing the first bounce on that green was just crazy. It would hit and pitch, and almost everybody ran it to the back of the green. They couldn't hold it. And then when they were hitting their short shots, sorry, DeChambeau, I got to bring this up.
Couldn't keep it on the front.
He hit 3 balls in the water.
Yeah.
So he just kept hitting them up onto the top.
Kind of like Sergio years back.
Oh yeah. There's one almost every year.
Tiger did.
Somebody makes like an 8 or a 9 on that hole. I saw Vijay Singh do it one year, and it was just like. Yeah, but if you keep hitting the same shot, it's going to come back in the water every time.
If somebody gets the fortune to go play Augusta National, what should they look for? What would that experience be like? What should they, besides just being in awe the entire time walking around this place, what should they focus on their golf game to try to have as much fun as possible?
If they're fortunate enough to go be in a members group and hang out, Like, just pick the caddy's brain. They got a lot of information about the golf course, a lot of information about just the nuances of different things, pointing out random stuff on the course. So that's kind of cool. But just taking in the whole ambiance of it, take photos. Like, you are allowed to take some photos out there, and everyone would want the one on Hogan Bridge for sure, with number 12 right there in the background.
Yeah.
But yeah, just pick your caddy's brain and ask them all kinds of stuff. They're a wealth of knowledge.
Wealth of knowledge. Appreciate it. What's your favorite hole?
I mean, I've gone back and forth. I love hole 11. I love what they've done to it.
You drain a 70-foot birdie putt when you play it. You might as well love it.
Yeah, that happened there. So yeah, fond memories. I've also knocked it in the pond there once. So, but it's such a dynamic, tough golf hole, especially from that back tee. It's 520 yards, and yeah, I mean, if you don't absolutely rip one on that hole there, then you're looking at over 220 to the front edge. I mean, it's just a long, long golf hole. And then you got that pond looming there, and the mounds on the side kick everything towards that pond. So you just got to be super careful with the second shot, which is why you see so many guys bail out right. And now in the last 2 years, they've raised that right side on that green and makes that shot so much tougher. I saw Rory hitting some chip shots over there yesterday, and he hit a couple up at the bank, and they just stopped. They didn't go anywhere. So that steepness right there makes the Larry Mize shot, you can't hit that anymore. So yeah, that's a great golf hole.
So now that we're getting there, today's Wednesday, tomorrow the fun starts.
Mm-hmm.
Who wins? Who do you think's going to win it?
As long as Scheffler's wife doesn't go into labor, I think Scotty's got it. He's just been playing so well.
He was missing a lot of putts on the par 3.
He did not care. Did you watch it all from start to finish?
I don't think he cared.
He didn't care. He said
he didn't care.
They asked him. They had him, which I thought. Little side note. Maybe we'll talk more about this here in a second. They had the AirPods in some of the guys.
The earpiece. I thought that was awesome.
And while they're hitting shots, but like they asked him on hole 1, they're like, how's it going to go today? You trying to keep score? He's like, no, I'll hit a few shots, and he probably didn't put hardly any effort. I mean,
he even said he didn't even know if he'd finished the first one.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't care. And
he picked up on the first one.
He picked up. He didn't care.
The best shot of the day came from Bubba Watson's daughter. She was
draining putts.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Dakota.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yep, she was absolutely one of the stars of the show. And
cool.
Grayson Murray's fiance.
That's right.
She was making all the putts and hitting shots.
She hit a shot on number 8. And they said the closest one today was like 8 feet on number 8. And I mean, hers might have been 10 feet. Like, it was really close. Probably one of the best ones of the whole day.
Yeah, I heard they said they're getting married in 2 weeks. So congrats to them.
That's
awesome. What a
yeah.
way to spend. This is like the bachelorette and bachelor party, playing the Masters and playing the par 3
Not a bad
together.
spot to do it, right?
That's a great spot.
That's fun.
Cool. Well, when else are you going to be out there? I know you'll be out there a few more times this weekend.
Maybe we go back on Saturday. Saturday's a fun day to be out there, so that was kind of the family tradition when the family had tickets. We'd all go together. My parents way back when used to sit on 17 and take in all the action there. But yeah, probably Saturday if I go back.
And how long has your family? I guess one more question. How long has your family been going to the Masters?
So my grandfather got them back in the 50s when nobody wanted them. So he used to get 16 badges. 16. I mean, he could have paid off his house and probably a couple more with all those, but he unfortunately passed away in the 60s. The tickets passed to my grandmother, and eventually we were down to 8. And we had those all the way until she passed away in 2017. So we were super, super fortunate to be able to go that many years. So yeah, but this marks my 35th year of being able to go in there, which is crazy.
That is insane. And you talking to locals here that have been around that long, they talk about how different it is. You used to go out with a picnic. Like, you'd literally just bring a picnic basket, sit on the grass, have some pimento cheese. And now, of course, completely different experience in terms of professional experience.
Well,
but
just the
still,
parking itself is so different. You used to be able to pull in right there at the back gate behind number 5, and you maybe had a 200, 300-yard walk to get in.
You said it took you like
Now it took me 20 minutes to walk in today, and I'm going. Oh
once
my
you found a
gosh.
parking spot.
Once I finally got into a parking spot,
That's right.
it's totally different and insane now.
Well, we talked to Zach Tully the other day. He's our guest for this week's The Whole Story podcast that's coming out tomorrow. And we asked him, he's gone a number of times. We said, what was your first experience? He's like, man, it's every time I go, it feels like it's the first time. Like you walk in, he goes in where he's got the driving range there, and he made the comment, friends that see it, and they're like, oh, look at that. And he's like, that's just the driving range. Wait till you see what's coming.
Exactly. Yeah. And I tell you, every time I walk in and every time I go in the gate, even when I went in yesterday, and I've been so many times, it's still just as fresh and as incredible every time you walk in there. It's just a different feeling. And some of the players have even described it as a spiritual feeling when you walk in there, and it really does have that feeling.
Well,
Special place, special week.
absolutely.
It is.
Again,
Awesome.
Donald has one of the best stories of playing Augusta National that no one has ever heard of, unless you've already listened
Episode 2.
to episode 2 of the Whole Story podcast.
Yeah, listen to episode 2.
I highly recommend you check out my buddy Donald here on episode 2, because you won't believe it, but this is the guy that did it. Listen to the episode. We released a short on YouTube on our channel, Golf BestBall, that kind of gives a quick little synopsis of it. But incredible story that has to be in the record books of Augusta National. So we won't tell it now.
I don't think anybody's put it in any
I don't
record
think anybody
books.
wrote it down.
Nobody wrote it down.
They're in these
Yeah.
secret record books that no one
It's in the
talks
vault
about.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Where no one can find it. Right.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Donald, thanks,
it's been
man.
a pleasure.
Thanks
you.
for joining us.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
This is awesome.
All right, Jonathan. Did you get to watch? You said you watched some of the par 3 contest today. Let's talk about that for a few minutes.
Yeah, so I mean, I think the best part about the par 3 contest, at least the way it's
Second.
I'd say I think the best part about the par 3 is sort of the relaxed atmosphere, right? How everyone.
Hold on. You got to save that thought. Donald's grabbing a mic here.
I'm sorry, guys. I totally forgot. I went into the shop today and picked you guys up something. So there's a little swag
This is the wrong
from
size.
from the Masters.
Would you mind
Hey,
taking that back?
hey, look
for
at
me?
that one right there and tell me that one's the wrong size.
Listen,
Yeah.
Now I don't know if I feel good about myself since
You are the
Yeah,
man.
there you go. Yeah.
Here, let's switch these here.
That's right.
I'll take the bigger one.
That's fine. I'll lose weight.
Donald, thank
You'll
you very
lose
much.
weight. Awesome. I need to do the same.
Appreciate it.
But
And now-
hey, yeah, I'm probably going to take off, guys.
You're the man.
Appreciate y'all.
Have fun this week.
Definitely.
All
Appreciate
right.
it. Take care.
Thanks, Dave. Pretty sweet, man. Masters T-shirt.
got something to wear on Sunday.
Hey, just change. Put it on now. I'm just kidding.
That
No.
would be inappropriate. We're
YouTube
in
will
public.
cut our feed in a heartbeat.
Either
So,
that, or we'll get a lot more people. That'd be weird.
yeah. So, par 3. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, so the fun part about the par 3 is that I think whenever I first started watching, probably 10 years ago, it felt like it was a lot more serious. People were taking it. Now it's just like family day. And so you get to watch kids out there with little baby drivers. You've got wives, girlfriends, fiancés, everyone out there taking shots. It's always fun to see. I think it's always fun to see, just if you like golf, anyone hit a hole-in-one. But to be able to hit a hole-in-one on the par 3 on a Wednesday, and then you've also got the older guys that aren't, they're out there just sort of hitting around, punching around. And I would love to be, in my 80s or 90s and still be able to go out and hit a golf ball the way that they do.
Gary Player is in a lot better shape than we are now.
100% better, yeah. Of course, he was taking it seriously when he was our age, so maybe we could work on that and get smaller T-shirts.
Yeah.
But
Well, you mentioned kids, wives. I think the pros like it. Scotty was talking about it, just a relaxed day. In the pressure leading up to it, of the biggest tournament of the year so far, one that everybody wants to win.
yeah,
They get to relax with family, kids. One cool thing we've got to give a shout out to our buddy Tyler Johnson, Charlie Golf Co.
that's right.
Right. So we noticed, I bet there were at least 3 of the Tyler golf bags out there.
Yep.
I guess the Charlie Golf Co. I can't remember what the name of it was.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think Adam Shank. Who were some of the other ones that had it? But yeah, There were Peter Malnati, his wife was carrying one. Toddler golf bags for their little kids.
Yeah.
And he had them out there. They're carrying them on Augusta National.
Just like
That
we
is
talked
really cool.
about with the Groove It, to be able to watch something like that come to life, to be able to see that in on TV, it's got to be something cool. So I'm sure they're having a great day celebrating that. You know, you talked about everybody taking a decompress because you figure they probably have, I mean, they're all got some sort of responsibilities as they start the week. But they start really drilling in on that, you know, Monday afternoon, Tuesday, and Wednesday morning, they're working on the small stuff. But I would assume you've got to walk away and decompress somehow because I know I don't know if I'd travel with my family. I don't know if I'd want to come home on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday and have to deal with all the other stuff too. So, yeah, to be able to go out with your family, have a good time. Maybe we see future golfers. I don't know. But
I think having family, though, would relax you when you come home. Like, you just don't talk about golf anymore. Like, it's a quick distraction from either the good day so that you don't get ahead of yourself,
Yeah.
or maybe the bad day, it kind of refocuses you and like, all right, this is what matters.
I'm not a professional, so I can't speak to how I would act. I would be interested to see, like, if your kids were like, "Man, Dad, you played really bad today." Like, thanks, man. I'm trying to do my best out there, and you're getting dogged on whenever you come home.
Well, I heard on the during the par 3 contest, I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Jordan Spieth and Ricky Fowler's group. They were playing with Fred Couples, but like some of the kids were like in the water, like their kids.
Giving them a hard time.
Yeah. Oh man, those kids were cute walking around with those guys. So
I noticed their custom shoes. Like all of them had on the green and yellow Nike Masters. Like, I'm not sure where you find that, but I'm guessing they all sold out today from some sort of Pinterest or Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure they did. Well, speaking of Ricky, he won.
Listen, I know. I saw that, and I'm like, he could be my dark horse, but I don't know the history. Has anyone ever won the par 3 and also won the Masters?
They say it's a jinx. They haven't won it the same year.
Okay.
There have been guys that have won both, but
Sure.
they say not the same year. So
Yeah.
everybody, the announcers, Sean McDonough was questioning, like, all right, he's at 9. Like, what's he going to do with his tee shots? Is he just going to aim at the water? But no, he stuck it tight and finished well.
Maybe he figured something out. There were a number of shots. You know, they had, I think the one was 120 yards, but it was way downhill.
Yeah.
And they were like choking down on some, it looks like sand. One guy was shooting like a 50 or 60 degree or something like that. And they were still bouncing it off and going over. So someday, whenever we're doing this live at the Masters on Wednesday, in case you're interested in us, then maybe we'll get to go play the par 3 as well.
Well, being out there will be a lot of fun. I think one of the highlights of the par 3 for me, Gary Woodland being back won.
That's right.
After surgery, like he played last year, then he found out, something's wrong, had to get surgery, and was out, and just started back at the beginning of this calendar year playing golf. And the fact that he's back at the Masters, played in the par 3 today, got a hole in one.
Hole in one.
Yeah.
What a great day.
And then his son, I think Jackson, drained a putt on number 9. So
Yeah. Again,
that's a cool story. He went to Kansas, so my wife went to Kansas. So just a cool connection. We got to meet him at the Wells Fargo years ago up in Charlotte. Great guy and someone you want to cheer for. It was awesome when he won the U.S. Open years ago.
yeah, I mean, again, you get to watch the par 3 today. Coming in tomorrow, hopefully the play gets on and the weather doesn't come out too bad and interfere with too much.
Yeah, I think with it coming early, it'll
Yeah.
kind of dampen the start of it, but once it gets going, I think it's going to be good.
No matter what, they will make sure that the course is in good condition by the time the players are really out there getting on it.
Absolutely. So, all right. So you're a big Tommy Fleetwood fan.
I am a Fleetwood fan.
All right. How does he do this week?
Well, I picked him to win, but I don't know if I'm really good at picking winners. I think he'll be in the top. I think he'll either make the top 10 or he'll miss the cut. Which, those are the type of things that happen, right? You get out there. We talked about, Donald just mentioned guys chipping back on. If you're off by just a little bit, the course punishes you. I was watching a special earlier talking about why the Masters is so difficult. It's because a lot of it around the greens is also thin grass as well. There's no safety net. If you miss the green, if you're off by a little bit, they're not going to hold back. Which is also why everyone loves the Masters so much, right? Sort of like the U.S. Open, they do the same thing in the fairways. They just make the rough more difficult than any other place in the world. So, yeah, I always feel like whoever I pick, last year I picked Phil Mickelson, and he got second place. So maybe Tommy gets. It'd be great for my hair if he does, but otherwise I don't know.
I just remember you saying like a month or so ago, you're like, man, if I get tickets or something, I'm gonna dress up just like Tommy Fleetwood.
I'm just following around. Now he did get a haircut. I don't know how I feel about that personally. I wouldn't get a haircut, but I would absolutely follow him around all day long. I was trying to figure out like if I could go to Dick's Sporting Goods to buy all the Nike apparel because he's a Nike brand guy. So yeah, if someone wants to get me on the course this weekend and you're watching this or you see this, let me know. I'll 100% just find his group and follow him around the entire day and see when you're on TV.
Yeah, you'll be in the background of every shot. They'll be like,
That's right.
Who is that guy?
Tommy's older brother.
Yeah. All right, so you like Tommy. Who's a dark horse? Who's somebody that not everybody's talking about that you think might play well that you'd want to see do well this week?
Until today, I had Ricky Fowler as the dark horse.
He definitely is one now after winning the par 3.
Yeah, right. Now everyone's talking about him and things like that. But you think about
nobody's going to pick him now.
Well, no, but I picked. Listen,
those
Ricky,
that believe in jinxes.
I believed in you a long time ago before you won today. You know, he could still be a dark horse because of the jinx concept. I mean, I'm not superstitious. I'm a little stitious, but you just kind of look at. It's hard to tell. You know, if you're not out there watching, if you live on the range and things like that, right? So I'm not watching every single shot that gets tracked. Although it's really cool. If you haven't checked it out, the Masters app, they literally could show you every single shot that they've had on the range and their shot shape for it and all the different places they shot from. It's incredible. So I'm not like digging into it that deep, but he's the guy that's always sticking around, that always seems to do a decent job, and I just hope that he wins. I'd love to see it come through. I am colorblind, so I don't know if the orange and the green go together well, but it'd still be a fun day. What do you got for a dark horse?
I mean, Kirsch made fun of me the other day because I said Ludwig Alberg.
Yeah, and he's eight.
But this is his first major.
That's
like
right.
He's never teed it up in a major before.
Yeah.
But he's that good.
I don't know how you get those kind of odds when you've never done it because.
Have you seen his we talk about people that have great swings. Speaking of Jeff Marsh, if you haven't seen Jeff Marsh's slow-mo videos of Nelly Corda's swing,
yeah, it's
if
amazing.
anybody wants to copy a swing, copy Nelly Corda's.
That's right.
Ludwig Alberg has probably one of the best simple, awesome swings in the game of golf for men.
I think you picked him just so you could say his name over and over again.
Alberg.
No, good. The hard part is though, because all of us have tried it. Granted, we don't have professional swings, but you figure something out on a range. You feel like, and then you get out there, and just the first group ahead of you or behind you is watching. You have no idea what's going to happen with the nerves on that first hole and how that's going to work. So,
I agree. All right, we're bringing on another guest.
All right.
Let's bring him in here. I love the Masters Atomic Golf shirt here.
that's right.
Slide on in here.
What's the back? What's the bottom say? Absolutely new.
Absolutely new.
What a great brand.
That needs to be some tournament somewhere needs to, or listen, if you're listening and you're looking for the long drive gift for your tournament.
That should be the shirt.
This is the shirt. It shouldn't be. It is the shirt. Atomic Golf. Absolutely newt.
There you go.
Thanks for joining us, man. Tell us who you are, why you're here. Did you just show up and see all these guys playing golf?
I did. You know, I just saw.
He didn't even have a shirt on.
You kind of look like our first guest.
Well, there is a little connection there.
All right.
It's that, believe it or not, I'm actually the oldest. Okay. Most people, they get us mixed up. They usually think he's the oldest.
He's the better looking. You're the oldest. It's
oh,
fine. Yeah.
wow. Okay. Well, he just went there.
So that's his mute button.
You can mute
there.
him right
Yeah,
there.
that's
fine. I understand. No, but Joel Eppert, he's the founder and the creative mind behind Atomic Golf. He's my brother, and man, he's done an incredible job just growing this thing organically and just really putting his creative passion, for golf into the works here. And he has a lot of fun doing it. I have fun working with him behind the scenes, And
so you're helping make some of these things?
Oh no, I don't create any of the things. We brainstorm a lot.
Okay.
I have the creative business brain behind everything, or behind a lot of stuff. He's just got a creative mind, man, that comes up with ball markers that look like ice cream
sandwiches.
ice cream sandwiches, and all the other ones that he's released since I think 2019, not 19, but 2019. So yeah, man, he just has a lot of fun with it, and he puts out some great stuff. So we appreciate you guys being here tonight.
We appreciate y'all having us.
The invite's awesome.
This has been a lot of fun. So, all right. So we got to ask, are you in Aiken as well?
I am.
All right. So
I'm in Aiken.
You've been to Augusta National?
Once or twice.
Once or twice. All right. What's your take on the course? Like, how would you describe it to somebody?
It's kind of like, and you probably heard it described this way, so I hate to echo this, but it's kind of like a grown-ups Disneyland. That once you walk through the gates, you kind of get lost. You don't realize that you're actually in the Augusta CSRA area. And I love being able to leave my phone outside.
Oh, how great is that?
So I'm not getting blown up all day, business-wise or whatever the case may be. It's like, I'm sorry, I couldn't get back with you. I was kind of in a place that doesn't allow that. That's one thing that sets this particular tournament apart. I mean, we've been to a number of different tournaments, been very fortunate to do that, but this is just it's a different tournament. Everything is ran with excellence. So it's something special.
Yeah. What, as we think about the tournament starts tomorrow.
Yep.
Who do you have winning the thing?
I don't know, man. Joel and I we were talking about this actually when he picked me up today. The guy that just won out at Valero, Batia. I don't think he's going to win, but he's got an interesting story. We saw him play at the Sage Valley Junior Invitational.
Yep.
Whenever he was a teenager. And there was just something special about him. You see so many of those guys that come through there, and it's like, man, we're watching future PGA stars. That.
That's right.
But there's a couple that kind of have an extra little something to them, whether it be their mental game, their focus. They all can hit it a mile. But there's something about that kid that, I don't know how he'll fare this week. He could just play out of his mind.
Apparently he's got a sore shoulder, dislocated and celebrating.
Yeah. Or he just, from cheering, right?
On,
so yeah, maybe he needs to work on the physique a little bit and muscle stabilization.
He's the first kid that played in the drive, chip, and putt
to make it back.
There
you go.
How cool is that?
So there's something pretty special about that. But I think it's an open field. We'll see, especially with the conditions. I was talking with someone else earlier, and they were like, "Hey, this might be Rory's time because of the conditions." Who knows? I think that might be wishful thinking, but
every year it's got to be Rory's
right.
time.
It's got to be Rory's time.
Be right.
One day, right?
Yeah.
Well, but like Tiger said in the press conference, he's too good not to win one of these things.
He's going to. Yeah, he's going to. And to it's cool to watch his progression from when he was here younger and fell apart on 10 that time, to where he is today. I don't know. It's just he's cool too.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch.
Well, this has been awesome, man. We appreciate you guys having us out.
Hey,
it's a lot of fun. We're talking golf, right? Masters tomorrow.
Masters
tomorrow.
It starts. It may not start as early as it usually does.
Yeah.
There's probably going to be a delayed start with the weather and everything, but it's still going to be a special time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
cool. Well,
thank you guys for coming.
AtomicGolf.club, supporting the family business.
Hey, thank you guys.
Yeah,
appreciate
absolutely.
it.
All right, Jonathan. We are down to our last 6 or 7 minutes of this thing.
Yep.
Let's wrap this thing up. I don't know if anybody's been seeing some of these golf shots in the background. I think Indy has the best swing of everybody out here. You got the best swing out here? Yeah. That's a humble yes. Oh, Donald's still here. Yeah, he does still have the best swing.
He's out here trying to beat his dad. Jeff is
his dad. Yeah, we can. Can we see Jeff? I don't know.
There we go.
Well, Jonathan's messing with the tech here.
Yep. It gets dangerous when I start messing with the tech. Can we see him?
All right,
now?
we're going to watch Jeff Marsh hit some shots.
All right, hey, we'll go Jeff versus Indy.
We'll commentate like a golf show here.
Here's Jeff Marsh lining up for a second shot.
Second shot,
Number
18.
8.
Oh, Augusta National.
shanked
Oh,
it.
little-
Looks like
little
it's going to be in
fade.
trouble off to the right.
It's not too bad. He can get up and down from there. Up and down from there. He's playing that fade. Well, Jonathan, this has been fun, man. So, all right, we've talked about dark horses. We've talked about the course. Let me ask you: you went to Berkman's last year. We've kind of talked about that story before. Where, if you got to go this weekend, are you going to sit somewhere? Are you walking around? I know you're a foodie, right? So you said every concession stand you pass, you're going to find something.
Yes, every time I go past the concession stand. So, it depends on where you come in. If you're coming in the one, obviously you've got the shop. I hate standing in line, so I don't know if I would go. Probably would, just because there's always something to go see. There's always cool stuff to get. I really enjoy starting the day by walking up one. Sometimes I'll cut across, but I prefer walking up one, going around the two, getting on the number 4 on the tee box, because you can see everybody. You can see the second hole green from there. You can see everybody coming into 3, and then number 4 is my favorite. But then if you go to the back, I remember the first time I ever went, I was on, I don't even know what hole it was on, but somehow I ended up right where all the drives landed, and Tiger Woods hit it within 5 feet of me. And I'm standing there, and he walks up. I'm like, Tiger Woods is 5 feet away from me. Don't sneeze. Don't say stupid things. Just be quiet. It was a practice round, so it was okay. But
And you were like, hey, Tiger.
yeah, no, I didn't say anything at all. I think the one thing that surprised me the most was these guys are professional athletes, and how, some of them look more like me than a professional athlete, but still, like the ability and the smoothness of everything. If you've got an entire day and you get there early enough, go find a stand. The reason they put the stands there is so that you can see lots of different places. So if you need a break, completely great spots to sit and relax. The driving range is probably some of the coolest places, and if you've got kids there, probably not during the week, but maybe during practice rounds, they're always walking past, so you're going to get a chance to watch those guys. It is the one place that you're okay spending the entire day, and not. I don't understand people that leave early. Like, I don't get it. Whenever I'm going to try to beat the traffic, who cares?
I kind of want to be at the farthest point from the exit door.
Yeah, like I just want to be there the entire time and experience every part of it, and then just sort of meander out, because we talked about this. Kirsch mentioned this. Like, it's dark, you're there in the morning, but you're hanging around with folks that just want to be around golf. It's the same way when you leave. Everyone's just reminiscing, and you don't have a device. So, like, you're hearing different stories on different holes that you didn't get to see the entire time. So, yeah, just take the entire day. There isn't a wrong place to be.
Yeah.
So,
It's kind of like, we're here at TopGolf Augusta. This place is
packed.
slam packed right
That's
now.
right.
People are waiting to come in. But I saw it driving down from Columbia today, stopped at a gas station in Aiken, and I see the guys in golf shirts, red face from
That's
being out in
right.
the sun all day, had the biggest smile on the face. There's people here, I'm sure, that were in Augusta National today, and now they're like, hey, let's play some golf. So it's an exciting week, man. All right, who do you got to win it?
I'm going to stick with Fleetwood. I think he's going to pull it off, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So who you got?
I said Scotty Scheffler.
Yep.
I think on our Roundtable podcast. I won't go away from that, but I'm kind of thinking Brooks Koepka
Man,
might win it this year. I might change my pick to Brooks Koepka.
the Live group is coming in with some strong players, and I think he wants to win it, not only to silence everyone.
I don't think he wants to win it because of Live. I think he just wants to win it because it's one of the big four.
Yeah, and that's where he shows up to play the best. Did you see his interview with the guy? Asked him if you could shoot a 59. He's like, "You've never played here before, have you?"
Yeah.
That's obvious. So yeah, I think no matter what, on Sunday we're going to be watching golf on our TV if we're fortunate, maybe there. And I don't know if honestly, I don't know if it matters who wins. That's the interesting part about the Augusta National, is that the course and the experience is just as much as it is whoever wins it. So
yeah, it is the best tournament of the year, in my opinion.
That's right.
I think it's amazing. Got to give some shout outs. Joel, Atomic Golf.
Atomic Golf.
AtomicGolf.club. Go buy some ball markers, divot repair tools, stuff. Check out bestball.com. Again, tomorrow is Zach Tully, the Augusta Golf Collective. He was on our podcast, so great interview there, Masters Roundtable. But thank you to the folks at TopGolf for letting us come out. Great facility here in Augusta. Come check it out. Visit all the other TopGolf locations. But yeah, we'll sign it off from here.
All right.
Jonathan?
Everybody that watched, listen to one listener. Again, if you're interested, you can always come stay at my house whenever you're here for the Masters. So for Best Ball, I'm Jonathan. This is Robby. We appreciate everybody stopping by.
Happy Masters.